Hey guys, welcome back. So in today's recap video, what I did just now was basically take one last trade. Somehow I walked away with a scratch when it could have been like a 10% loss. And that was with, you guessed it, the GRVI, the hectic ticker of the day. So usually when something like that happens, it's a good indicator of maybe it's time to walk away a little bit. I also have been giving back profits from my high a little bit, which is also a good sign to maybe walk away. Overall, I'm not too disappointed with my day trading today. Let's actually go to the screen and talk about what we're up. We're up 642. You can see it right here. So it's a nice little green day, and I really can't complain. The ticker I'm up on the most is GRVI, and it's been a total tuggle war. I was up, I think, like $700 or $800 on it, and I've been giving back ever since that nice pre-market frontside move. So I really want to be focusing on that, what I did right and what I did wrong. I know in yesterday's recap, basically the title of the video was, is trading pre-market worth it? And I said, for me, yes, it has been, but lately it's been really slow. So what I want to do is not trade tickers that aren't really that good. So tickers below 20%. And that's what I was doing today. And it wasn't until like GRVI popped up and I was like, oh, like it feels like there's good action on this ticker. So I started trading it below 40%. But the problem was I was getting really scalpy. So I missed a few good moves. I'll talk about that in a second. Let's actually start with the lowest ticker, NRXP, and then we'll work our way up to the ticker I'm the most profitable on. And then, yeah, we'll see where we go from there. So NRXP, let's see. Actually, let's start on the daily here. The daily is right here on the bottom right chart. It's a backwards, downwards trending ticker, so not really too exciting, with big resistance around 15. And that's why I thought in this area pre-market, let's see, this was around 725. I thought there might be still some continuation left on in this ticker. The problem was, and you can see here on the 5-minute that ever since then we've been selling off. The problem was with this ticker, we were only up around, let's see, this was around 40%. So right at this point, that's when I started getting interested in it. And what I should have probably considered doing, and I wrote this in my watch list, is, you know, when a ticker is like between 30 and 40%, it's kind of like getting to that point where you want to start watching it, at least for my strategy personally. So what I could have done here is maybe trade this one and then, you know, took some profits on the breakout really fast. That could have got me 2 to 3% profits, a nice little weight to kind of get my feet wet. And then I probably would have lost on this ticker. But what I would have been is just been a little bit more alert and ready to go and maybe have a little bit less FOMO. So between that 30 and 40%, sometimes I want to be watching the ticker a little bit more closely, especially if it's on that first frontside move. Once that first frontside fails, then I basically take it off my watch list. And that's what I did with NRXP. But that way, I am waiting for tickers to really have big momentum, have big volume, but I'm already setting myself up to be a little bit more vigilant on the ticker. So let's go to the next ticker, OPAD. This ticker really just kind of sold off the rest of the day. Let's go to it, OPAD. And again, on the daily, you can see here on the bottom right, yeah, this ticker has just been selling off continuously below the 180-day simple moving average, a lot of resistance above. On the 5-minute, very similar pattern to what we've been seeing pretty much across the board since like Q2. It's been so horrible. So just, you know, quick frontside move that doesn't get over 40%, and then it continues selling off. And that's exactly what happened to this one. This one's like in that 30% zone. But this time, I traded it exactly like I just was talking about how I should have traded NRXP. So what I did was, this was not over 40% yet, but I was trading here this pullback. This was a little bit of a scalpy move here. So I started trading this pullback, took profits right away for that potential failed breakout that we're so used to seeing. Did another little quick trade here. Maybe we would see that breakout. Didn't happen again, took profits, and it's been selling off ever since. So that's why we're really quick and scalpy on tickers that are not making those good, clean front sides, like JRXP from yesterday, or like today, GRVI. This was the big winner. So let's go ahead and talk about this ticker, GRVI here. We're up 444 on it. Again, I gave back quite a bit off the highs, but this is a big winner. Right now, it's up 67%. And my last trade on it was the indicator to walk away. I had a really good entry, but this flush and everything kind of freaked me out a little bit. And I was like, oh, if that kept on flushing, it could have been pretty nasty. But I did get out fairly quick. Anyway, let's start with the daily here. And the daily is actually looking really good. Let's actually even zoom out even further on the daily. So this was a blue sky at one point. So we were at all-time highs on this ticker, which was really nice. 132 million market cap. That's usually what we're looking for. That's a nice range. Even if it was like a 50 million market cap, that would be a little bit better. So 132 is a little bit on the high end. Shares outstanding, 16 million shares outstanding. So that's pretty nice. Personal products here. With small caps, you never really want to focus too much on the news because all that does is create a bias. What you want to be focusing on is the price action, because in the end of the day, that's really the only way to make money. So let's go here to the ticker, and actually let's go to the 4 hour really quick so you can see what's going on here a little bit better. We've traded this ticker a few times in the past, and we noticed that around $6.5 and $7 there's a lot of resistance. It used to be support, and now we're not able to get over that area anymore. Now we have high relative volume and we bursted over that area, so we knew GRVI was a big winner and good potential. So let's go back here and see how we traded it. So first thing, this one popped up. We were all watching it in the Discord in this area, but this was only a 22% move, and then it sold off. That's why I did not trade this pullback, because it was just another 20% stock that pops up and sells off like we see again and again and again. Yesterday I traded 7 tickers, and all of them except one didn't work, didn't go over that 30% mark. So that's why I'm so reluctant to trade anything at first until it really starts proving to hold its highs. Now, what I did like about GRVI is the fact that the volume was actually pretty okay. Usually at this point I would like to see over 100,000 shares being traded, especially for a $5-6 ticker. But okay, 75,000 on this 1 minute, that's not too bad. But that's already after this pullback and trending higher, so keep that in mind. Now it starts going higher again, and I was like, okay, this looks like it's in play. And at this point, I'm like, okay, let me start trying to scalp it here, get my feet wet, and see if I can get a better kind of grip on this ticker. And maybe we're gonna get that move over 40% up. And if we do, then I want to be even more ready for this ticker. So got this pullback, was very scalpy here. It breaks out, I buy the breakout, I take profits again. So very, very quick scalp trading. And let's see a little bit. And then, yeah, this was the big move. So at this point, over 6.5, we get over 30%, and then right away over 40%. And that's when I was like, this ticker is in play. Let's get into the driver's seat. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get into the driver's seat as much as I should have. There was a good pullback here, this good 1 minute pullback after a big 5 minute breakout. That's always a big buy indicator. 5 minute breakout, so big 5 minute breakout on the candle here down, and then a 1 minute pullback. That's usually a really nice indicator or a good entry point when you're on a front side move. Also, look at this beautiful increasing volume right here. This is something I even tweeted about on GRVI. I love seeing increasing volume. This was just a really, really nice indicator. Unfortunately, I felt like it was a little extended, so I had a hard time jumping into these moves. Here you can see we broke out at 7, big breakout here, and I actually bought the breakout, but only 1,000 shares. I was kind of trading smaller size, took profits right away in this area. So I was still kind of scalping it, when at this point I should have been either adding into my moves or holding longer. So that was a little bit of a mistake I made, but again, I'm still in the mindset that like nothing works out, which is a little bit of a bad mindset to be in when you're trading a ticker that is working out, right? I need to not be biased sometimes on the overall market when I'm trading a ticker that is clearly working. So that's a little bit of a personal problem that I had today. And that was a bit of a mistake, but I get aggressive still. I'm buying pullbacks. Here I definitely made a mistake. Oh, wow, that was really weird. I don't know what just happened. Okay, we're back. Here I made a mistake by closing this position right before a nice little pop to the upside. I could have walked away like 1 or 2% extra. And this was a pretty decent size right here when I bought this pullback. I was long like $20,000. So, 2% is still, you're making like $400 or so. So it's, just holding a little bit longer sometimes makes a big difference. So let's keep going here. Starts holding this area quite well, but yeah, I feel like it's starting to range, and I'm not so interested on trading it. It does have a breakout here, and once I realized this was a huge amount of volume, I jump into this breakout as well, make a little bit of profit, but I think somewhere here is where I start giving back profits. Let's see here. No, actually, both of these trades I did well on. Nothing really too major, but at this point, I didn't have really any big losers, and I didn't feel like trading it anymore. I was up nicely. At this point, I think I was up like $800 on GRVI, and I should have just walked away at it. Now, unfortunately, what I do is I do a little bit of range trading here, and I think on this ticker, I gave back like $300 alone. I bought this ranging pullback here. it's the one setup I say never trade, and lo and behold, I traded it. I think I kind of FOMO'd into this one a little bit because we had really big volume pop up, but still just not a good setup that I like to be trading. Let's zoom in a little bit more to the market open. This ticker pops up, it sells off, next candle sells off, pops back up, and I was kind of hoping we get a little bit more of a sell off to like 7.5. I was ready to load up and look for a red to green move, but we didn't get that, so I ended up chasing here with kind of smaller size just to kind of be part of it a little bit. But I sell right away, it breaks higher, I buy. And then it flushes. Then this move happens. I'm actually buying into this green candle at 8.5 or something like that. Here we go at 8.48, and then it flushes. I took kind of a serious loss here. I buy a little bit more into this sell-off. And then I take profits right away. So that second entry, I made back some of my losses on, but boom, again, losing profits off the highs, which was really annoying. And then this is just all chop. All of this was just really nasty chop trading. I did one really quick trade here and took profits right away because this was such a flushy ticker. So that was kind of a good move. I did miss this pullback, which was kind of a mistake because this pullback actually ended up working. But I was seeing so many flushes on this ticker that I didn't feel comfortable trading it. And then I did this one really wacky tacky trade here where I was waiting for a flush and I bought into the flush, which I realized is actually kind of a sketchy move because it's not really a clear setup and I'm kind of risking a lot. So I ended up closing this one right away for the better because it kept on selling off, and ever since then it really died in volume and it hasn't really been that interesting, and I haven't really seen anything else that warrants me wanting to trade it. So that was pretty much it. And again, it kind of seems to be the recurring trend where if I trade one good front side in a day, that's usually more than I can ask for. So again, if I just stopped trading today at 8.48 or 8.50, whatever that was, would have been the time to stop. And right now it's almost 11 o'clock. That's around 2 hours. I could have saved myself, done something else, relaxed, went back to bed or anything, and I would have made more money with less stress. So it's one of those things I've discussed many times on this channel. What is the best thing to do? And I feel like, I really truly feel like again and again and again, the market proves that after you can ride one good front side, if that's at 7 a.m., 8 a.m., at 9, at 10, 11, or 12, whatever time it is, that's usually the time to walk away. Because after you miss that first frontside move, or after that first frontside move, it's usually followed by a lot of chop. We haven't been seeing those classic gap and goes where there's a frontside move, there's a consolidation, and then there's the go, right? That's the gap and go, where you basically have a stair stepper, the first leg, consolidation, and the second leg. Oftentimes what happens is we'll get that first leg, I end up trading it decently, maybe not good enough, and if I don't trade it good enough, I end up trading the range and giving back profits during the range, and then that second leg ends up being really choppy, and I oftentimes give back profits and at best maybe make a little bit more. So it's one of those things I have a really hard time with, like walking away and being done for the day, because ultimately you kind of want to keep trading until you start giving back profits, or you want to keep focusing and seeing if there's other good moves. But it's a lot easier said than done, because what you're really doing is you're exposing yourself to like 2 more hours of market time, and you're just staring at all these fake breakouts, and you're taking stabs and you're giving back profits, and now you're thinking about giving back profits, so you're kind of getting into a bad mental state. Anyway, I don't really think there's a perfect answer. I think sometimes it'll work and sometimes it doesn't, but ultimately I do think it's quite valuable after you milk the first front side of any ticker to consider how much you're up on the day. Did you break any sort of goals? I don't really have any certain profit targets on the day, but let's say I'm over 5% based on my average position size. That's already like an okay day. It's not like a really good day, but it's an okay day. A good day is like over 10% of my average position size. So if I already traded a first front side and I'm up over 10%, that might be a good indicator to maybe throw in the towel, take my profits, and take an early day off and just enjoy it. If I'm up around 5%, then it's like, oh, like, do I really want to stop trading? The day hasn't really began yet. I haven't really done that good yet, so maybe it's worth sticking around a little bit longer. I think we're all going to have to make that kind of decision ourselves, but it's definitely something that I'm always fighting about with myself. And I think by like a really simple rule of thumb is if the market's not that hot, definitely walk away. If the market's super hot, like we typically see in Q4 or Q1, then it's probably worth sticking around a little bit longer. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this video. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to drop a like on the way out. Easiest way to support the channel. If you're totally new, consider subscribing. We'd love to see you again and have you part of the community. I'll see you guys then first thing tomorrow morning. And like always, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao.